Hello, everyone. Happy Halloween from Salem, Massachusetts, where we have indeed lit the black flame candle, as you can see. I will be doing readings this evening. I just came back from the Witches Circle on the Commons. It was amazing, as always. Hello, Gloria, Senta, Jenny, Smart, Savvy, and Loved, P.S. Torres, Kim, Zena, welcome. Justice and Truth Matter, Madhu, Suzanne. Hello, hello, Reiki and Blueprint, Brenda, Leslie. Okay. Yes, when in Salem, you have to dress appropriately, correct? The best part is you could actually just walk down the street any time of the year like this in Salem. Nobody would look at you funny. It's cold in Iowa. Yes, it's chilly here. You know what? The wind is so strong here in Salem that it kept blowing my hat. You can see all the witches' hats going. It was funny. Okay. Thank you, Ms. K. Oh, the wall hanging. That is the Nine of Pentacles. And it is what I would use for the wallpaper and screensavers on just about everything I have. Phone cases, you name it, t-shirts. It's my favorite card in the deck. And when I'm doing a reading, or if someone's doing a reading for me and it comes up, it's like a little nod from the universe that, okay, this is about you. So that is my card. So I know 11 of you, I was going to stop it at 10, but somebody snuck in under the radar. 11 of you are going to be getting Celtic Cross readings tonight. You already paid, so I'm going to do those first. And then after that, I will start doing the 3-card readings. That's $9.99 or $10, whatever is easier on your app. Or 5-card readings for $19.99, and I will do oracle cards with those. And Freddy Krueger got a star. Love it. Yeah, on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I knew what you meant. I did. Okay. Let me just take a sip before we begin. Thank you, Dina. Okay. If you see me looking down, I am looking at my iPad. It is much easier for me. It's windy in Florida. Yeah, it's incredibly windy here. Incredibly windy. So let's move this out of the frame. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let us begin. Here we go. First person is Catherine. I will say for the Celtic Cross spreads, I am just going to use your first name because there are no duplicates. Everyone has a different name. I know sometimes we come into several Nancys or Marys. You are the only Catherine. So, Liz, thank you for being a member for 56 months. You rock. All right, Catherine, let me just focus in on your energy. The veil is thin. It's Halloween, the witch's new year. I am using the Everyday Witch Tarot deck, I should say, which I always call the Black Cat Tarot. But someone did point out to me, it is the Everyday Witch. It is indeed. Okay, Catherine. I will lay them out and then I will read it to you and give you your reading for the next year. We'll put our black flame candle right there. Oh, love it. All right, so Catherine, the first card that comes up is the Three of Pentacles. Now, the Three of Pentacles is about working together, collaborating, working with your community, making sales, marketing, however you wish to take this. If you are looking to increase, say, revenue with your business, you're doing it. If you are in marketing, if you have something to sell, this is a big thumbs up. If you're looking for companionship, friendship, this is also a good card for that. And so it's a really beautiful card to signify you. Your obstacle is your own emotions, King of Cups. So don't let your own feelings, your own emotions get in the way of what you wish to accomplish over the next year. I feel the need to say to you, stay grounded. I'm sort of seeing this swirl, this storm going around you, but it's not you. So don't let it affect you. Don't let other people's drama weigh you down. It's not yours to deal with. You've got this, Catherine. Your conscious thoughts, oh my goodness, the most spiritual card in the deck, the High Priestess. So your thoughts are very intuitive right now. You are becoming psychic. You're going deeper, you're going within, you're asking the big questions. What's my life purpose? What's my mission? You're meditating. Maybe you're starting to practice magic. There's something very spiritual and deep with this. Subconscious thoughts, Queen of Pentacles. This is the other mother card. There's two mothers in the tarot deck, the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles. So you're someone who's very nurturing, you're motherly. You are grounded, but I do feel like other people can get in the way of that. You have a big heart. I do feel like you are an empath. So stay grounded. Your subconscious is nice and grounded and fertile. Once again, you've got this. In the past, there wasn't a lot of movement in your life. So I would say over this past year, Knight of Pentacles, things may have been steady and boring. Not quite what you wanted, but not bad either. But a lot of maybe just feeling such as things are stagnant, not getting as much as you want, not being able to move forward as much as you wanted. But once again, that is a past energy. Over the next 3 months, November, December, January, the Magician. So you have all the knowledge, all the skills. This is the only card that has all the elements in it. All 4 suits are there. You are now coming up as the leader, the master, the teacher, the wise one, the person who can make things happen. You are applying this to your real life. I have to say, looking at your cards, it would be such a missed opportunity for you not to start a new endeavor that would make you money. That is your passion. So really leveling up, whether that's creating a YouTube channel, writing that book, starting that business. You've got this. Like really, this, you have so many magical cards. And if you notice, you're getting big cards, court cards, major arcana cards. The way others see you, 4 of Wands. I like this because this one's a little different. In this deck, they are celebrating, they are coming together. They see you as someone who is friendly, who's kind, who's passionate, who is, like, say, pleasant to be with and fun to be with. You're interesting. You make for a good friend. The way you see yourself, oh, I'm not surprised. You get the other spiritual card of the deck, the Hierophant. And in this one, here she is, this yoga meditation teacher. You are definitely on this spiritual journey over the next year, Catherine. You are leveling up in such a way. If you've been waiting to have that awakening, the epiphany, ascension, however you want to think of it, it's happening. It is happening. You are leveling up. Hopes and fears. This would be a fear that it didn't happen. You really like things. It's the Justice card, by the way. You like things to be fair and balanced. You really don't like it when people fight and argue. You don't like seeing people go without. You like a lot of balance in your life. You, I feel guided to say to you, Catherine, that you do have some past life things that are coming up. I wouldn't be surprised if you did have, say, a fear of persecution, being ridiculed, criticized, and in some ways it's kept you small. But your final card, if we go out a year from now, look at that, it's the strength card. You have developed all this inner strength, this inner courage, wisdom, patience. You have emerged, you've used all this energy, and you've emerged stronger and as a leader. So this is a huge manifesting year for you. This is the year that you make your dreams come true. Looking at your cards, I'm going to say this isn't like a big romance year. This isn't a big relationship year. I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm just saying your focus is on leveling up spiritually and something to do with business, career. Your finances will be good this year. Your health will be good this year. All right, Catherine? Okay. Don't forget, everyone, let me just put this out there that I am stopping at 8:30 my time. It's 6:47 my time. I'm in the Eastern time zone because I will be going live with members at 9 p.m. We will be channeling Bridget Bishop, the first woman that was executed for witchcraft. You probably saw one of the posts that I put out where you can see actually the post that's now Turner's restaurant is where her apple orchards used to be. So don't forget, if you start seeing that like a million people have just put in for a reading, please keep in mind that I am stopping around 8:30 p.m. Eastern. At some point, it will just become a donation to my channel if it gets to be too many, right? I could only do. Um, and I have so many fluids lined up so I can keep drinking. Mm. Okay. Senta. All right, so you wanted to know about applying for Social Security early at the age of 62. I will tell you, I have been getting so many people asking about that. People are done with the 9 to 5. They are done with their jobs. And I think a lot of it is Pluto and Aquarius. You weren't working in your passion, but it paid for your life, right? And so it served a purpose. But I think I'm just hearing from the collective, they are done, which tells me that we are shifting away from working Monday through Friday or more. Some of you work so much more, which also means we're shifting away from money, which is okay. Don't freak out. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. Okay. I wanted to mention too, before I tap into Santa's energy, I'm going to be putting out a video on Sunday with November's predictions. November is going to be a very energetic month. It is going to be insane. And I think a lot of it is going to be with the royal family. I don't think they're ever going to go back the way they were. I will explain that in that video. But I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of who will become King William. Um, and also, too, we're going to be talking about Joe Biden in November. Okay. He's going to come back up again. So just keep that in the back of your minds. All right, so Santa, let me just tune into your energy. You know what? You need to do things that you enjoy because I just feel like a sense of fatigue, tiredness, boredom. I want you to get your passion back, your joy. I'm not feeling that for you. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 How is my microphone sounding, everyone? I'm just curious to make sure that it's on because I'm still playing with it and I see that there's a red light and I don't really know what that means. And I do not wish to do a psychic reading on my microphone. So let me know. I'm going to slide this over. It sounds really good. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, this is the beauty of this because I will tell you, there are so many people trick-or-treating right outside my window. It's insane. It's so loud that I'm glad that I have this little guide to block out all of that. Everyone's out there enjoying themselves, and you know, it's really nice. It's a nice day, right? It's like the happiest day. Okay. So remember how I said you were feeling tired and fatigued, Santa? 10 of Wands, the card of feeling burdened and oppressed. You're over this job. You've already left it. You know, like mentally, psychologically. Now it's just the physical part. You can check, you know, like you can check in, but you know, on Monday, but your heart's not there. Now this is wild. The obstacle is the Nine of Pentacles. So the reason that I love the Nine of Pentacles so much is because she is a strong, independent woman. She makes her own money. She makes her own way. She can stand on her own 2 feet and she lives in luxury. You know, she has her beautiful robes and she has her falcon and, you know, and she's covered like with Venus and, you know, so love and beauty and just all those good things. And so when I see this come up as your obstacle, it's telling me you don't feel financially independent. That is probably one of the strongest meanings of this card. Conscious thoughts. Look at the Nine of Cups here. She is all zen, meditating on the beach with her cat who is causing mischief with a crab. I could so picture my girls doing that. And so your thoughts are ready to go to the beach, chill out. And what I like about that this is coming up is your conscious thought is that you're not chaotic about this. You're not depressed. You haven't lost hope, right? So I like that it's not like, say, a card of despair. Subconscious thoughts. Ace of Pentacles. You want a new way of making money. You want a new financial offer, a new contract. You want a new source of revenue, a financial new beginning. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Now, I love this. You couldn't have asked for a better card for November, December, January. The Empress, the card of fertility, abundance. She's also the other mother card I was talking about. You know, you're going into like this beautiful nurturing phase. And so it's a card where you start to reap what you have sown. This really makes me feel like there is something coming up for you. I don't know if it'll happen November, December, January, but the seeds are planted. The seeds are planted. Okay. Like you're getting ready to go into this abundance period. I really feel like, and you're not alone in this. I have told my story about how I was there too once, where you think that there's only one way of making money. And by God, you hold to it. You know, this is what I got my degree in. This is what I got my certificates in, my years of experience. I can only make money if I do this. And, you know, the second I released that, I mean, I'm making 4 times the amount I did as a nursing home director and dementia practitioner. And my schedule is so much happier. I was working 7 days a week, morning, noon, and night, holidays included. I knew when I was sitting there, the last Christmas I worked in the nursing home, and as I was filling out a death certificate, I was like, there has to be more to life than this. And we all need to open up our minds, right? I feel like you have a stuck mentality. Okay, so the way others see you, Page of Swords, like you are about to go off on a new adventure, a new journey. So there is something about your energy that is signaling to other people that, bye, you're done, you're good, they can see it. And when I say others, always know that I mean spirit also. So your ancestors, your guides, your angels, those on the other side. The way you see yourself, loving this, the Magician. I love this. You know that you can work your magic and make this happen. You know that you have everything that you need. That's the thing about the magician. He has everything he needs. Hopes and fears. Judgment card. This would be your hope. This would be a hope that you're ready for this rebirth and a rebirth, a revitalization, because you need to get your energy back, Santa. Your love for life, right? You're hoping for this. And your outcome, here you are. Knight of Swords. I love it. The card of action. You actually take the action. A year from now, you are not in that job. You are not in that job. This is the 1 year mark card. So I don't think it's going to take a full year. I feel really guided to say June, July. And I cannot pick either one. So I don't know if it's like, say, the end of June, beginning of July, or like you can kind of play with it a bit. June and July is when I feel like you make that exit, but you have done the work by that point to manifest a new beginning for yourself. Okay, Tim. You know what's funny? I'm looking at, I know this is random, but that's how my brain is. If you guys are used to me, you know. I'm looking at my makeup and I'm just wondering how my eyeshadow looks that color. Because it's literally black with silver up top. And somehow on camera, it is merged into like a blue. Ginger, you've been a member for 11 months. You are awesome. Love it. Tim, you adopted a dog yesterday. Good for you. Dogs are the best. People all around Salem, did you guys see in the video that I just put up, like, say, I don't know, maybe like an hour or two ago from when I was down at Salem Commons? There's a moment where I was like, whoa, I like looking at these dinosaurs all rocking and dancing. And I was like, dog dressed up as a pumpkin. And it's like, you can see in the video. Okay. All right. So, Tam, you're welcome, Santa. I just want to go. But you're not sure if she's settling. Remember, it takes several days just for her to accept that she's even in a new environment, right? This isn't me being psychic. This is me, just having worked with animals, being an animal communicator. Perfect example. After my brother passed, I took in his cat, Maggie. For the first 2 weeks, she lived under my dining room table. Now she knows me. She grew up with me. I've known this cat her entire life. She's never known a world without me, and she still acted like this. But the apartment was new. She didn't really know Michael. Wasn't so sure about Annie, she knew Annie, she did. But 2 weeks, she was under the dining room table. And then for, gosh, more than 2 months, she was then just in the dining room. That's where she slept. That's where she ate. Okay. It took a good 3 months before she would start sleeping with me, really exploring, making her own way. And humans are the same. We're right. We don't just adapt, and they're nonverbal, and you can't explain things to them quite as easily. So make sure, if you're a member, you are a member too. For anyone that's a member, do the animal communication course that's there. Learn how to communicate. Open up your heart. Right. Make that exchange. Oh, April, welcome to Living with Ease. You now have access to the Living with Ease playlist, and we do a live monthly. I also did a live meditation for everyone this month too. That's there. Just Terry, just so you know, I can't do any more Celtic crosses. Those were like a prepaid thing because those are 10 cards. So I had to budget my time. Okay, Tim. Last year at this time, you didn't see me because I was actually working downtown as a psychic, which was a fun experience. And then I said, oh, never again. I mean, there was one day downtown, I literally did 70 readings. I ate so much afterwards and slept so good because people come in and you do these groups and everybody in the group gets a reading, which is 100 times harder for the psychic. It takes so much more energy to do that. I hated it. So, all right, here we go. Tim, I love that you get the Nine of Cups to represent you. You're someone who you have this calm mentality. You are satisfied with life. You are content. You are going within. You've learned how to quiet your mind and find that inner stillness. Love that. Your obstacle is a choice that you don't want to make. And this does have to do with family. And I do feel like this is parent-child. So I am getting the sense that this has to do with a parent. There are choices that you have to make, and I feel like it's hanging over your head right now, but it won't forever. It won't, okay? You're in the thick of it right now, but it won't last forever. Your conscious thoughts, the High Priestess, the most spiritual card, you are indeed going through a spiritual awakening. You're going deeper, you're going within. All beautiful stuff. You are asking the bigger questions, your life purpose, your life mission. You're, maybe like I said, with Catherine too, like you're practicing magic. You're finding new ways to express yourself spiritually. You're going through an awakening. You're having epiphanies and synchronicities. Your subconscious thoughts are all about movement and where do you want to be in a physical way. Are you traveling? Do you want to travel? Do you want to live here? Do you want to live there? And so there's a little bit of imbalance, and there's choices that you're going to have to make with family and moving, okay? That's coming up. But I love how what's grounding this whole situation, Two of Cups, is your relationship with your partner. It's solid, it's beautiful, it's a source of love for you. Over the next 3 months, November, December, January, I have to ask, is one of your parents very sick, Tim? Because there's something about, I just keep getting, and I keep seeing children, and I think it's you, because I don't think it's like, say, you're a child, and it's not your dog, where you're really going to have to step up for a parent. Yes, okay. So this holiday season, you are going to have to make decisions with a parent, step up for a parent, okay? What I would say is, you know what, you have a good, solid relationship. You'll get some help. You have support. You're not in this alone, okay? How others see you, 10 of Swords, that you're about to go through a blessing in disguise. That's one of the meanings of 10 of Swords. If you look, his hand is the same as the Hierophant, right? He's giving that blessing. And it's the end of a cycle. And I really do feel like this is a parent. It's a cycle that's closing out. There will be decisions to be made, and you're going to feel lighter afterwards. Okay. How you see yourself, 3 of Swords. Yeah, I am definitely concerned. I feel like mother. This is mother. I do feel concerned about mom. Okay. And so I think that's something that you are going to be dealing with. Hopes and fears, King of Swords. Well, this is you thinking and overthinking and overanalyzing, being in your head too much. Get out of your head. Just do what needs to be done. Be practical, be logical. You may even have some fear of, say, the paperwork, documentation, healthcare proxies, power of attorneys, the logistical things of when a parent gets sick, inheritances, and these sort of matters. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine because you come out a year from now, King of Wands. You're living your dream. You've got your passion back. You're creative. You're enjoying life. You're loving life. Also, this is the right card to start your own business, to write that book and get it out there. Do the podcast, the blog. I combined it into one. Maybe that'll catch on. Who knows? But a year from now, you're a different person. You're no longer worried. You've made decisions. You've gone through the hard part, and you are just free and loving lifetime. So I love that for you. JH, cats are magical. I agree. Okay. Pep Song 75, welcome to Living with Ease. I love my members. You guys know I love my members. You are the best. And I got so many new members this month. It's crazy. Just thank you. Thank you. I'm also going to be making a video. I think you guys are going to find this interesting. Did you see how one of my videos blew up? I did something. Now, my angel members will know what I'm talking about. So I did that Hawaiian energy clearing technique that I taught you in the psychic development class. We meet every Tuesday, right? And when I heard that, like used car salesmen were using this to sell cars, and a psychiatrist used it, just looking at the names of the patients and healed, like the criminally insane. I was like, what would happen if you do this to a video, right? So for 7 days, I did the Ho'oponopono, the 4 sayings with it, and just looking at the thumbnail of the video. And just, saying, I'm trying to think what order. I think I did the standard order. I don't think I deviated at all, because this was a couple of weeks ago. Like, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And it blew up. It got over 100,000 views, which is more subscribers. It's more than the subscribers that I have. And then I got almost 2,000 more subscribers from doing this technique. So I thought that was interesting. But it also goes to show you that everything is energy and you can manifest whatever you desire. Okay. Jennifer. All right, let's take a look. And then next will be Heidi, then Kim, Nagu, Tanya, Barbara, Susan, and Shirley. Everything I said is perfect. Good, Tim. I hope it always makes sense what I say. And yes. All right, just tuning into your energy, Jennifer. Jennifer, I just feel like right off the bat, I'm guided to say there's an opportunity coming your way. Take it. Wow, the cards even just flipped as I was saying it. Yes, there is an opportunity for you to level up, grow, expand. Take it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so Jennifer, the card that represents you is Ace of Cups. What a beautiful card to have represent you. And it's a really tender, loving, but also a magical card in this deck. And so having a new beginning with relationships, if you wanted, say, a new romantic relationship, new friendships, a new business relationship, that's all there. And I hear your spirit guide saying it's because you've done the hard work. You have spent the last year healing. You have healed your heart. There was trauma, grief, sorrow that you've healed from. You've done the shadow work this year, I feel like I need to say. Now, it's funny how, you're coming up as Ace of Cups. The obstacle, Ace of Pentacles, having that new financial beginning, getting that new offer, the new contract, whatever it is you're trying to manifest materially. But I think as we keep going, it's going to make more sense. Conscious thoughts, trying to balance everything in the physical world. So the logistics of daily life, finances, like house, car, all of those material things. So you're very much right now thinking about the 3D earth things. Subconscious thoughts, you are so ready to walk away from whomever and whatever is not serving you any longer. I think you have really grown in this past year. You have leveled up psychologically and emotionally. In the past, you're very grounded. King of Pentacles. You're rooted, you're stable, you've built a good foundation for yourself. Beautiful. Over the next 3 months, November, December, January, you get the devil. And don't panic, take a breath. The devil talks about having to make a decision about either staying the same way, being stuck, or breaking the chains and going for it. Now, remember, the very first thing I said to you is, I hear you, spirit guides, saying you're ready for this new opportunity. When it comes, take it. And so when it gets presented to you, do you want to be chained down, like the devil represents, or are you ready because the chains are loose, right? There's nothing holding you there. You're ready to let go. You're going to be presented with a choice over this holiday season, whether to stay the same or to level up. It's going to be your choice. The way others see you, Knight of Wands, they see you as changing. You're changing, you're evolving, you're moving, you're growing. You're not the same person you were a year ago. How you see yourself, the Strength card. You have built inner strength, inner courage, patience. You have learned and grown a lot over this past year. Hopes and fears, Two of Wands, and he's holding the globe in his hands. You fear change, but you hope for change. I think this is a hope and a fear. You're ready for change, but you second guess everything. And so that's why I was saying at the very beginning, before I even pulled a card, that's going to be your issue for this next year. Going a year out and you've obtained justice. So first of all, if there's anything legal, this is perfect, right? So if you were looking for any sort of legal justice, and legal could be anything. It can even say be like paperwork, documents, mortgages, leases, contracts, but divorces, custody, whatever it is. Legally, things go your way. Or like say you're incorporating, you have a business and now you're becoming an LLC. But you've also achieved a level of fairness and balance in your life and a sense of harmony. So I really like that for you, Jennifer. To answer your question, Jane, whenever you want to give money, like in a YouTube setting during a live, it's always through the thanks button. There's like a little thanks button that you click. Or I can see right here, there's a little money button. Let me see. Yeah, so you hit the little money button, super sticker, super chat. There's memberships, member gifting. They always tell me that I can gift memberships, but they never tell me how. Okay. So I just sent out 5 memberships at random. And so that would be the living, is it the living release? I don't know what level that is actually because it didn't give me a choice. So Donna, Connie, Janice, and what's the chances of that? 2 Janices. And Lori, you all received a gifted membership from me, so enjoy. All right. So Heidi, are you here? Because I saw yours was more of like a mediumship type question. Right, was yours the mediumship? No, I'm sorry. That was Barbara. That was mediumship. Sorry. Okay. All right. Heidi, yours was okay. So your husband does have ALS. So you've been married 40 years. It's a long time. It's very strange how so many of you for your outcome card are either getting judgment or justice. That's striking me as very unusual. HCNZ, welcome to Living with Ease. Like I said, with Living with Ease, you do get the 1 live a month, and you now have access to the Living with Ease playlist. There's lots on there, so make sure you check that out. And I did a live meditation with you guys this month, and that's there too. So, okay, Miss Heidi, Knight of Cups. You are a giver, but it's time for you to start taking opportunities. It's time for you to start living your life for yourself again. Seizing the bull by the horns, moving forward. The Empress is your obstacle. And I would say that there is a sense of you're sick of being the mother. You're sick of caregiving. There's a wanting, a need of being independent. Your conscious thoughts, the sun, you are ready for the sun to come out. You're ready to play. You're ready for a new beginning. You're ready to have fun. Subconscious thoughts, 7 of Cups, you're a little bit stuck with choices and decisions. So this is like Tim. You have to make decisions. If you want things to change, you have to make a decision, even though it may be uncomfortable. And I think we've all been there. I get it. And we go back and forth. Do the pros and cons. I think you already know, though, in your heart which way you're leaning. The root of everything is that you've worked hard, you've worked diligently, you are skillful, you've mastered things. You've made a solid life for yourself. You're somebody who does care. And you have achieved a certain level of mastery in your life. Over the next 3 months, November, December, January, Wheel of Fortune. Good luck coming into your karmic destiny and fate. But once again, you do need to make a decision. All right, Heidi? That decision's coming up. But fate is on your side, and this will be something that you put into your soul contract. So that tells me, more than likely, unless you truly block it, which you can, you got free will, you're going into the next phase of your life over the holiday season. I think you've reached a breaking point. The others see you as the magician. It's interesting how people and spirit and everyone is seeing you as someone who's very skilled, masterful, wise, somebody who can manifest what they need and want. How you see yourself as being very motherly, nurturing, caring, Queen of Pentacles. And you're ready to break that phase, to break that cycle. Your fear, the devil, is being chained down forever and things not changing. And then if we go out a year from now, look at, you're just skipping down the lane, you're having a good time, you've broken free, you're living your life. Judgment, you're going through a rebirth, getting revitalized, reinvigorated, you're loving life. You are living more independently. You're doing things that you enjoy. You have broken a cycle that has held you back. Can someone who is in the comments check how many people bought a reading? Because I still have more of the Celtic crosses to go, so I don't want to like overpromise. Okay. Kim. All right. Let me take a sip. I need to take a sip because if I don't keep drinking in between readings, I'm going to be so thirsty, and I can tell I'm probably going to have to stop and get more water. Even though this one is it's like a tea that I made. I make teas. Instead of drinking them hot, I brew them and then I put them in the fridge. Oh, you're welcome, Heidi. You do feel you're in the second wave of volunteers. Got it. And you signed up for this, but you're looking forward to your time of happiness. Yeah. The sense that I get from your reading, Heidi, is like you've lived a life of duty. You've done what has been expected of you. Now you're ready for phase 2. You're ready to let the shackles go. Okay, Kim, let's do it, my friend. And please, if someone can count how many people purchased readings, that would be awesome for me. Because I need to know if I need to shut people off. Okay, Miss Kim. Ooh, nice. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. Kim, if you wanted to move this year, you've got it. If you wanted to change locations, change homes, buy a second home, change where you work, go on a long extended vacation, this is the year of movement, Kim. There is so much movement. Like sometimes when you look at the Celtic crossbred, it's amazing when one thing stands out so strongly, and that is 110% movement. I'm going to go ahead and say I would be shocked if you do not move in 2026. Okay. You're getting your ducks in a row right now. You're thinking it through, you're planning it out, but okay. Ace of Swords. You are living your truth. You are speaking up. That throat chakra is open. You're being genuine and authentic. You're standing in your power. That is your significator. Your obstacle, 10 of Wands. You're ending a cycle where you're burdened, oppressed, and things are heavy, and there is no movement. You're ending that cycle. Your conscious thoughts are moving. 2 of Wands. You're holding the world in your hand. Where am I going? So you're actively thinking about this. Knight of Cups, and you can see in this one, he's literally like flying over the waters. Subconscious thoughts. It's not moving. It's going. You're going. You're moving. In the past, Justice card, yeah, things were balanced. They were okay. They weren't chaotic. But it's not like you say coming from a horrible, situation. It's just that you're ready for more. You're ready for something else. Magfu, you are awesome. Thank you. Thank you for counting. November, December, January, Page of Wands. You start to prepare for the move. So that makes me feel like, no, you're not doing whatever it is that you're hoping to do with movement in 2025, but you're laying the groundwork for it to happen in 2026. The way others see you, 10 of Swords, like you've gone through some hardships, but you're ending a cycle. Like you've been through some things that were tough, but maybe they were a blessing in disguise. But you're coming out of that cycle. So one thing that does stand out to me in your reading Kim, is you're ending a cycle. And that's a heavy cycle. You're ending the heavy cycle. Okay. The way you see yourself, 10 of Cups. Peace, love, and happiness. The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Good times with family. You know, there's just lots of love and enjoyment in this card. And so that's a beautiful way to see yourself. And also, too, it makes me think that you are like family oriented. Let's see. Hopes and fears, the Magician. This would be a hope. You hope to manifest the future that you desire. Got it. You know, don't be fearful of it. This tells me you've got the power, you've got the magic. And then if we go out a year, 8 of Wands, you've moved. You're in a different situation. You're in a different locale. With this amount of movement, there's no way you aren't physically moving. So like I said, if you want that house or a second house, there is so much movement here. You're moving. Okay, Kim? So I love that. And with 8 of Wands, it's also new opportunities coming with this move. And so once you move, everything just clicks and you feel good about things. Okay. Yes, happy Halloween, everyone. Okay, Madhu, your turn. You need movement. It's been a rough time. Yeah, so you're coming out of that cycle. And I think you're going to be really surprised come 2026 that everything has changed. You know, you are just ready for all this movement, change. Something really clicks in August of 2026. I'm not saying like you have to wait that entire time, but that's like a really good time for you. You're going to like August. Okay. All right. Madhu. It's interesting as I'm going into your energy, Madhu, I'm being met with, I'm going to say she's a goddess, but it's not one of the ones I know. So not like, say, Isis or Persephone. It's a different one. I feel like you know her because you must have been working with her. She's certainly working with you. So this is where I will have to say it's from a religion or culture that I'm not familiar with. But I'm going to say you know who she is. And right now, for all intents and purposes, she is your spirit guide right now. Ah, Callie. Okay. Never worked with Callie. That's why. Okay. Makes sense. It's working. She's in your energy. Use her energy. I feel like, once again, I don't know much about her, but I feel like she is someone that's going to be really strong and help guide you and give you courage. Sort of like she could create chaos if need be. I don't think I'd irritate her. Like oftentimes goddesses can be, you know, a little testy. Uh, okay, she's similar. She's similar to Isis. Gotcha. She's a huge energy. Yeah, like that's what I was saying. Like there's an element of chaos here. So I'm seeing like spinning energy. Keep working with her. She's acknowledging it. She is someone that I get the sense that would help you break down barriers, create new opportunities by pushing through any chaos, any blockages. I feel like she's unstoppable, and that's what she's helping you with. Okay, cards are jumpy, Madhu. I'm gonna blame that on Callie. Okay. Hmm. Beautiful. She is creation herself. Okay, that makes sense because her energy just feels big. I see it as swirling. She's unstoppable. Yeah, she's going to help you break down any barriers you need. Okay. So the card that represents you, beautiful, Queen of Pentacles, motherly, nurturing, loving, but also really grounded. Someone who's good with money, someone who is having good health. Um, so you're grounded, you're centered, you're stable. I like that, but in a loving and kind way. Your obstacle, 9 of Wands, feeling a bit unsupported, like you're going at things alone. And clearly this is more like in the 3D world than say in the spirit world, because in the spirit world, you feel very supported to me. And so I'm going to say, you've got this. You've got this. And once again, it's a 9, so you're ending a cycle. Your conscious thoughts are on work, making money, the practical things, which is fine. Don't overthink it though. Subconscious thoughts, 5 of Swords. And in this one, it's like a magic spell, a magic potion goes wrong. And so don't be afraid of using your magic, using your manifestation abilities. It's okay, right? Like I think you have this fear of maybe becoming too powerful, that things could backfire. No, you've got this. You're someone, this is your past, where you're coming from, your foundation, Queen of Swords. You are someone who is intelligent, quick-witted, well-read, but overthinks and overanalyzes. You're getting a lot of queen energy. You actually got 3 of the 4 queens. Okay. November, December, January, you have the Queen of Cups. And what's interesting is in this deck, she's actually pregnant. And so this tells me that you're pregnant, fertile with new ideas. You have mastered your inner self, your inner world, your emotions, your psyche. You've learned how to be loving and nurturing, but also finding balance without overgiving and overdoing it. And I just want to clarify, because it's for the next 3 months. Interesting. I clarified it, and it's the 7 of Cups. So decisions and choices that are going to be a bit emotional. Now, none of the choices are going to be wrong or bad, but don't let things tug on your heartstrings too much. Stay that Queen of Pentacles, stay grounded. You've got this. The way others see you, Justice, somebody who's really balanced, harmonious, fair, sees both sides of the story. The way you see yourself, the Tower card. And I would say that this isn't literal, that this is like you are afraid that the earth underneath you could shake and everything you've built could fall apart. You fear that. You have this desire to have more than enough because you fear failure or tough times. But I don't actually feel like that's going to happen. To me, this is more of a feeling than anything I'm seeing in the cards or, that sort of thing. This would be a hope. 9 of Pentacles. Just like the what do I call that? The thing behind me. So Knight of Pentacles, yeah, you want to be financially independent. You want this level of autonomy and independence, where you don't have to worry about things. You are very secure standing on your own 2 feet. Finances are flowing. And then your outcome card, I love this. 6 of Wands. And in this one, she's very generous. She has so much she can give away things to others. Things have gotten easier. There's like resolution, things are smoother, but it's Wands, right? So you're more creative, you're passionate, you're living the life you want to live. And you do have that excess, so you feel comfortable. So I like that for you. Love it, love it. Okay, Tanya. And then I'll do Barbara, Susan, and Shirley. Yeah, no, don't worry, Barbara. We'll see what comes up. Let's see what Margie has to say. Okay, Tanya. Okay. You're welcome, Barbara. Good. I'm glad you like the reading, Maddie. It's very positive. Your reading is very forward moving. I like that. So often when I do like multiple readings, I start to see themes building, and the theme that I'm starting to see build tonight is people ending a cycle where things are heavy, they feel burdened, they feel oppressed, they're not living their best life, they're not, like, they're not where they want to be in life right now, but it's ending. And they're going, like, I think 2026, you know what? It is a 1 year. This is a 9 year endings. We're going into a 1 year beginnings. I think that makes sense. Okay. My little spider is just like living its best life. I don't know if you can see. He's going crazy. Okay, Miss Tanya. Yeah, no, not who. I think you actually are making a connection with Callie, because she's right there in your energy. She was like the first, entity that I met before even getting to like any spirit guides or anything. Like, she's there and present. So keep doing what you're doing. She's hearing you. Okay, so Tanya, you come up as the Page of Cups. That's really beautiful. And in this one, he's actually very creative. He's very emotive, uh, good with opportunities. So I think right now you're someone who has new opportunities coming, and you're going to start seizing them. When I look at your card, it's like, yeah, you're changing, you're growing, you're evolving. And you also have, it's cups. So you have emotional intelligence here. But it's mixed with like a childlike wonder and love for life still. Your obstacle, 6 of Cups, things from the past. So childhood, shadow work that you need to do, maybe something to do with how you were raised, the parenting styles, siblings. It's showing up in today's reading, so there's something that you need to look at. Your conscious thoughts, Five of Wands. You're a little bit fearful of using your own magic, your own manifestation abilities, your own power. I would say don't think small. Don't play small. You didn't come here for that. Subconscious thoughts, the sun. You are so ready for a new beginning. You're ready to be out in the sunshine and really just living your truth, living your life. Once again, sort of like everyone else, you're breaking free of an old cycle. And what's that old cycle? The Hanged Man, where things were stagnant. You didn't get what you wanted. You didn't grow and change as quickly as you wanted to. You're breaking out of that cycle. Look at this. Over the next 3 months, November, December, January, look at her. The World card. She's tossing her witch's hat into the wind. She is carefree on the beach. Yeah, you start to spread your wings. This is also a card of culmination. You are completing a cycle. There is a cycle that is ending that you need to end so you can have that new beginning where you're living your best life. Okay. And also, too, there is like always with this, I think a bit of karmic destiny and fate with it, too, kind of like Wheel of Fortune. And that's great. You're coming into that period of your life that you put into your soul contract. The way others see you, Knight of Pentacles, as someone who is steadfast, you're secure, you're reliable, you're dependable. The way you see you, 10 of Cups, someone who cares about family and friends, someone who is ready for that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You're here for the peace, love, and happiness. Hopes and fears. I would say that this is a hope. You want to reap everything that you have sown now. Like you've done the hard work, you've done everything that you needed to do. Now you want to start seeing results. The outcome card, King of Swords. Wow. Perfect energy if you want to release a message. Okay. Whether that's a book, a podcast, a blog, a YouTube channel, a course, a seminar, be a public speaker, all of that. You know, there is an element of reading, writing, also justice, things becoming fair and balanced, using your wit and your intelligence. And this is a year out. So if there's any sort of communication project that you want, you've got this. Okay. But if you're just here for things to be like more fair, balanced, and harmonious, well, you've got that too. Okay, Barbara, let's see what we get for you, my friend. So your sister Margie, first of all, I'm so sorry that your sister passed 15 years ago on Halloween. Let me see. Let me use this pendulum. All right. All right. So Margie, if you're here, can you make this say yes? Okay, thank you. Can you push it a little bit harder? Awesome. Okay. All right, can you see that, Barbara? Look at that. She is making this go. All right, thank you, Margie. Mark is going to be okay. Mark's fine. And you'll have to, Barbara, acknowledge if I say something that makes sense or doesn't make sense. Please acknowledge because it just helps me to make sure that I'm tuned into Margie's energy. She's saying something about like Mark's going to be fine. Don't worry about Mark. Mark is your guy. Perfect. So I don't know if you were worrying about him or she's just trying to validate, like, hey, I'm actually watching you. Blah, blah. What is this word? What is this word? I don't even know if I'm going to say this word right. I don't know what it means. It's like Rwanda. And I'm asking her, like, the African country? And she's saying no, but it's a place. It's something like Rwanda. Does that mean anything to you, Barbara? Oh, that's a street you live on? Okay, so if you have any question, um, wow, okay. If she's with you, if she sees you, we have streets called that here. She's with you. Wow. Yes, she's very powerful. Okay, so you already know she's okay. Um, it's like she's not a fan of your career. Um, like it feels too structured, like uh like governmental or something. Um, it's not the career she would have picked for you. Does that make sense? You're retired and you're staying that way. You did work in the government. Okay. Because she was like, yeah. She okay, and I said governmental. Oh, okay. So she's spot on. She's somebody that I could absolutely channel. Uh, she's almost a little too clear. um, I feel like she was someone that when she was here, she was sort of like a force of nature. Because on the other side, she certainly is. There is like something like magical about her. Yeah, there's something like very just magical about her. Um, she's saying it's not an accident that she chose to go on Halloween. She is going to greet you when you cross over someday. Um, because she's saying she is never coming back to this planet. She's like, I'm good. I'm good, thank you. It was fun while it lasted. Don't. It's almost like I feel like she was too big for this world, energetically. Um, and almost like there's a sense of excess with her doing things in excess. And I'm not even quite sure what that means. You were there when she passed. Okay. I'm going to have her pull a couple of cards for you. All right. So, Margie, can you pull a few cards for Barbara? The first one is Queen of Pentacles. The Emperor. Wow, big cards. Two of Swords. All right. So, Margie, what do these mean? She sees you as the Queen of Pentacles, someone who is very loving, kind, but also very grounded. She thinks almost like too grounded, like you're almost too practical and too down to earth. Because with her, I get more of like magic, amazement, wonderment. She wants you to tap into more of that, more into that metaphysical, feel good, mind and soul expansion type stuff. Okay, the Emperor. Why are you saying the Emperor to me? because you are all about having built a good foundation in your life. You always did the right things. You did what was expected of you. You were very practical. Okay, and why the Two of Swords? She's saying she wants you to change. Like get out of your head already, she's saying. Uh yeah, okay. So you think things over, you think things through to a fault, according to her. And she's like, oh, you know what? Be like her. Just like throw something at the dartboard and go with it. It's like she wants you to be more carefree and just grow, expand, just love life, move around, do things. All right, I love that. I love that. All right, I hope that helps, Barbara. But that kind of freaked me out. We have streets named for Wanda. Oh Lord. Okay. Yeah, I don't get speechless very often. But you know what though? I'm glad she did that because that's absolute confirmation. I couldn't have made that up. That's too weird. Yes, after an old couple named Ray and Wanda. Are you serious? Like that's like a whole story, like with your street name. That's insane. Because I was like Rwanda, and I'm like, is she going to Africa? She's like, no. But she was showing me like a spot on the map. Like you live there, like it's your locale, and I'm like, I don't get it. And guys, for all of you, all my angel members that's in the psychic development class, remember those exercises that we did live where I brought in the two people, right? Brought in Melinda because she was like, so many of you, you're questioning and doubting what you're getting and whatnot. Don't filter it. If I was like filtering and I said, you know what, there is no way there was anything about Rwanda coming up. I mean, I don't think Barbara's on some safari somewhere. And I filtered it out and I doubted myself. She wouldn't have gotten that validation. Okay. So I'm glad something unusual like that happened and you got to see that. Okay. Susan, then Shirley, and then I will start looking over here. And one of you, when we did the psychic exercise 2 weeks ago, oh, hit my thing, 2 weeks ago, you guys somebody got, I forget who it was, you got that there was a hat with beads on it. You had no idea I had bought this hat. It was still in the package behind me on the dresser in my room back there. But if you didn't take the chance and say, oh my gosh, okay, I see this hat with beads. I don't know what it means. If I forget who it was, if you had filtered it out, you wouldn't have had that moment where you got validation. Yes, you need to light it up. That is the message, Barbara. She wants you to have fun, live life, do your thing. Mm-hmm. Thank you, peace, love. Thank you for all the nice comments, everybody. Steph, you guys are so kind. All right, Susan. And then I'll read on Shirley. And like I said, then I'll start doing the 3 and 5 cards over here. I will be wrapping things up in about 35 minutes, so keep that in mind. I don't think I'll have a chance to do anybody else tonight after I do the ones that bought. So please, I would say probably don't buy any more. What was that, Barbara? Michael's going ooh la la regarding his wifey witch. This is just like another day in our lives. It's so funny. Because right now he's with his mom. His mom is not doing well at all. And so he's actually 2 hours away. But so I sent him pictures and he was like he literally said to me, yeah, that's just another day in Salem. Because you can be here in January, at the local restaurant or whatever in the mall. This is actually how people dress year round. So he just laughed. All right, Susan, let me tap into your energy. The first thing I want to say to you, Susan, is whatever it is you've been trying to heal from, you've done it. The brokenheartedness, the old grief, the sorrow. You've done the shadow work. And now you're coming out the other side. And I think this is going to be a lighter and brighter holiday season for you than maybe what you've had in quite some time. Yes, the energy is intense here, Tamlin. And it's Halloween, right? So the veil is nice and thin. It's the witch's new year. I just came from a witch's circle. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. Thank you, Nancy. Nancy, I feel like I haven't seen you for a while. I've missed you. Okay, I'm just going to clarify the outcome. Is Susan here? Yes. MLR. Yeah, 80 to 100,000 tonight in Salem. Yeah, we get 1.5 million tourists, and on Halloween, like half of them descend upon our little city. Thank you, Jenny. We're waiting for test results right now for his mom. I don't have a good feeling. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. So is Susan here? Or you know what? If you might catch it just later, Susan. That's fine. No worries. No worries. Okay. So the card that represents you, Susan, 5 of Swords. Do not be afraid to use your magic. Don't be afraid of being too powerful. There's no such thing, right? Because you can be powerful and still kind and respectful and loving and all of that. You're fine. You know, don't be afraid to be big, right? And I mean energetically, right? Don't be afraid to take up space in every sense of the word. Okay? Your obstacle, the 9 of Cups, the card of contentment, feeling fulfilled, pleased. You're not quite feeling what you want right now. Looking at your cards, that's going to change. Your conscious thoughts, Ace of Cups, is on like this emotional new beginning. And what did I say to you? Like, you have done so much healing work. You really have. And now it's time for beautiful new relationships in your life. And it looks like you want to manifest those, and you can, and you will. Subconscious thoughts, Knight of Pentacles. Very slow, steady, you're reliable, predictable. There's a groundedness there. Your foundation, 10 of Cups. So like this is referring to like say in the past. You know, having a good time with family, peace, love, happiness, pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. You're going back to that energy. Okay. If you feel like you've been you know, like out of that, you're gonna go back to it. November, December, January, King of Swords, throat chakra, right? Here you are speaking your truth, living authentically. You're not playing it small. No one's gonna just put you in a box. Also, perfect time, just like I've said for a couple of you, perfect time to write that book, the podcast, the blog, the course, the seminar, do public speaking, anything where you're getting the message out. If you've also been looking for things to be more fair and balanced and harmonious in your life, well, you got that too. Okay. Oh my gosh, I can hear all the trick-or-treaters out there. The way others see you, the Hermit. So maybe you've been a bit by yourself. This could be quite literal. But as someone who's introspective, reflective, learned, you know, they look at you as someone who's smart. The way you see yourself, Queen of Pentacles, someone who is grounded, who's loving, who's nurturing. You take care of others. Hopes and fears, 3 of Pentacles. Really getting out there, getting in your community. and this does come up with a lot of times with marketing and sales. And sometimes it can just be how we market ourselves in the world. Not that we're even trying to like make a dollar, but we're just trying to like make a friend. The way you're presenting yourself and putting yourself out there. Now, I did a clarifier. I mean, because you got the devil, which is a major arcana, and I clarified it, and you got another major arcana. So a year out, the devil, you're going to have a choice. Do you stay playing small and restricted, or do you let the shackles come off? And once you do, Wheel of Fortune, now you're living your life purpose, your karmic destiny. You have spread your wings. Good luck is, there. I would look at your astrology to see where Jupiter is next fall in your chart, and then work with that. Okay, last but not least, for my Celtic cross readings, Shirley. Yeah, it's amazing, Rory, how like whenever we do these things, like some of it just applies to like all of us, right? Even me. We can all get something from this. So the last person I read for was Susan W, and now I'm reading for Shirley B. Because I know you guys have different handles. I don't know. But you would have prepaid, the $44 for the Celtic cross reading. Okay, Shirley, hello, my friend. All right, let's tune into your energy. Shirley, is your father on the other side? Because I'm just starting to go into your energy, and I feel like this older man coming forward that just has nothing but love for you. He watches over you, and he's just like acknowledging that he's here. Can you just validate that for me, Shirley? Yes, Dad is with you. Um, this is such a weird message. I'm not going to filter it. I am just going to go with it. And you have to remember, when they're on the other side, they can see everything, even like inside our bodies, right? Because like I said, when my brother passed, I haven't gotten a lot of messages from him. He's clearly doing healing work on the other side right now. But one of the first messages he did give to me was he was so shocked and surprised at how many chemicals was in his body when he looked down from spirit, from like the soda he drank and medicine that he had taken, and the preservatives and all that, which is not something he ever would have said in life, because I mean, my God, he lived off of soda. And that's when he started saying to me, knock it off with like the nail polish and the false eyelashes. And he's like, it's not good for you. And you're getting one of those messages, Shirley. You're welcome, Susan. He's saying he wants you to eat more apples. And I'm like, why? Because that seems awfully specific. It is for the fiber. It's for your digestive tract. And he's also saying that there's a lot of acid in your digestive system. So I don't know if you've been dealing with, say, acid reflux at all, if you're feeling anything in your throat, stomach upset. But yeah, he wants you to have more apples. And I'm just going to go with it because I'm going to say he knows something I don't. But he is emphasizing, and he's not letting me move on. You need more balance with your digestive tract. It is not in harmony. You know how we talk about like being too acidic or alkaline? You're too acidic. And there's not enough fiber there on top of it. So, okay. Is that good enough, Dad? So it's sort of like he's still being a dad, like he's still like watching over you, like making sure you eat right. Yeah, your system is a bit off. I wouldn't say it's all off, Shirley, but it's off. And so if you've been feeling anything, like sluggish, stomach aches, anything intestinal, that's why. But I will say, when I go into your energy, I am feeling that there is acid coming up. Um, so coffee, soda, pasta sauce, citrus, not your friend right now. And here's the thing, sometimes people get so used to being like that they forget what it's like not to be like that. Oh, you're on chemo. Oh, here's the funny thing about chemo that I've learned from Spirit. So when my sister was on chemo, she kept getting the message of having molasses. And it was insane, right? And she wasn't like a psychic or anything like that. We're just kind of like old New Englanders, and molasses cures a lot of things. And molasses made a world of difference in her blood work. When my dad was on chemo, it was apples. He was having so many issues with his intestines and his belly, and apples actually really helped. Interesting. Okay, Shirley. It's so funny that your dad came in with that message with apples, and apples is what really helped my dad through chemo. Interesting. Okay, so the card that represents you, Seven of Wands. You need more support. You need more help. You're not an army of one. It's okay to ask for help and actually expect it. You have a tendency to be very independent, do things yourself, but you need a little help. That's okay. It's time to get it. Your obstacle, the Moon card, and I'm going to actually blame the chemo for this. Blocking your intuition and your psychic abilities. So make sure that you're intentionally opening up your energies every day, okay? Because medications can do that for sure. Conscious thoughts, another seven of swords. You're feeling like you're being robbed of something. Something's being taken from you. Yeah, you're going through chemo. I get that. Your subconscious thoughts, three of swords. There's some heartbreak and heartache here. So, all right. I want you to try to shift your mindset, because your mindset looks a bit defeatist to me. So it's a lot of swords, which means you're really overthinking and overanalyzing. You're not enough in your feelings. You're processing everything mentally, which can be hard. That causes stress. Five of swords, another swords. Being afraid of using your own magic, of being big, maybe being too much for some people. So you played it safe. November, December, January, you find inner peace, you find contentment, you find fulfillment. This is also a card of good health. And look at how peaceful she is. I love that. How others see you, 10 of Cups. They just see you as someone who's like part of the family, very warm. And it's a 10, so probably like coming out of a cycle too, on top of it. But just wanting like all the best for you. The peace, love, and happiness. And they see those qualities in you. The way you see yourself, the star, I mean, if you can see, like, she's, dealing with like air, water, earth, like the elements here. Does this combine? Yeah, it kind of even combines fire if you take what's in her hands. So finding balance, but having wishes and dreams come true. You're going to heal. You're going to get better. This is a bump in the road. It's not going to last forever. your hopes and fears is like of your own destiny. So you're fearful, like, wait, is this like my destiny? Like just to be sick and to go through this? No, you come out the other side. And I'm going to clarify this. 5 of Swords a year out. But in this one, it's a little bit different. They are making a brew or a potion together, which I like, with all their cats present. But it's also 5, so that tells me things are changing. And so where there's like literally a potion being made in this card, that does make me feel like, okay, major change with medication for the better. You're ready for change. And then a card of completion and of good health, 10 of Pentacles. So you come out this other side, I'm going to say, because there is something medically that will change with, in particular, the, like prescriptions, chemicals, potions, if you will, that changes, that gives you the outcome that you want. But lots of like just peace, love, and happiness. And now you're getting support and you're feeling more, supported and happy and grounded. So all those beautiful things. All right. Okay, so I'm not going to take any new readings because I'm going to try to wrap this up in like 20 minutes or so. So let me do, I still need to keep drinking here. Thank you, Mimi. All right, let me go up. I do not want to miss anybody. All right. Smart, savvy, and loved. What's Doug's intentions with you? I mean, I'll be honest, energetically and in the cards, I don't really think he's part of your future. I'm not getting those vibes. Yeah. The Chariot, he's getting on that motorcycle and going, or you're shoving him on the motorcycle and pushing him away. There's something that's not compatible. I will be straight up. The energy I am getting is of somebody who is non-committal, doesn't know what he wants. He needs to be more grounded. The obstacle, judgment. I think your judgment is maybe a bit clouded. And with him, he's not going through a rebirth and a revitalization. He is who he is. I think with him, what you see is what you get. Don't try to read deeper into it. However, he is going to play on your emotions, King of Cups. And when you get the Empress right after that, I'm just a little concerned about you keeping your money independent, autonomous of him, separate from him, that you don't money him, you don't take care of him, that he's an adult man, can stand on his own 2 feet, that you don't try to fix everything for him, because then here you emerge the 9 of Pentacles, a strong independent woman standing on her own 2 feet. When I get the Oracle card, you get the Spider, which is community and web weaving. So that is you exploring other options other than Doug out in the community, weaving your web, which is communication, connecting, making new friends, being more active out in the world. I don't think that it's a long-term thing. But honestly, if you make things too comfortable for him, he would never go either. I hope that makes sense. Okay. You love it? Okay, as long as you know. Like, I don't want to be that person, but I kind of am. All right. Brenda, you wanted to know if you could get a new job in the next 6 months. Let's take a look. Yes. Yes. But I feel like there's a job that you're stuck at. Like you're stuck in this old way of thinking, this old routine. Like you just need to break free. It's almost like you're like a prisoner. You're being held hostage. It's mental. It's psychological. Yeah, that's literally it. Okay. So King of Wands, you know what? If you were to leave that job, you would just get your love for life back. Like if you get this new job, you're more creative, you're excited, you're enthusiastic, you're enjoying life again. But your obstacle, Eight of Swords, is the card of feeling stuck. But nothing is holding her there. She's free. She can literally walk away. Literally, nothing is stopping her. And the outcome card, the Hermit. The Hermit takes one step at a time, right? He doesn't go through the whole journey all at once. He does one step at a time. And he's learned, he's educated, he's smart. You've got what it takes. You can do this. So I would say yes, as long as you don't get too much in your own head and you block it all. But the opportunity will be there. My cards are sticking over here. Okay, Tamlin. Is Mark your soulmate divine counterpart? You suspect he could be, but not 100% sure. The one thing I'm absolutely willing to say is that you are from the same soul family. When you're with him, it feels like home. There is a connection there. He feels familiar to you. And because he is, you know each other on the other side. Oh my gosh, you cannot make this up. Two of Cups. There the two of you are. Yes, yes. So the answer is yes. Obstacles, the High Priestess. Why? Why is it the High Priestess? So the High Priestess, she has so much going for her. She's very psychic. She's very intuitive. She's educated. She's the only one that in tarot has a book. But she's not the best communicator. She is actually one of the most silent cards. So make sure that your communication in this relationship is good. Eight of Swords. The two of you have some karma from past lives that will need to be addressed and worked through. Five of Pentacles. This is past life. You have gone through tough times together. And what I don't want you to do is repeat those tough times. They're done, they're over. It's a past life thing. And I just keep seeing like a medieval village where there was like suffering, not enough food, sickness, and the two of you were together and you endured that. But that's not this life. That is not this life. And then I love it. The Knight of Cups, and I don't know if you can see, but in the cup is coming all these heart bubbles, right? It's coming out of the cup, these heart bubbles. So he's like your knight in shining armor. So that is like a clear yes. Let me pick an oracle card. Oh my gosh. Can you see the apple? And it has a heart in it. So risk and reward. So maybe this relationship was a bit of a risk for you getting into it, but the reward is great. And working through all this past life stuff, yes, it's a risk, but the reward is great. So I like that. So yeah, lots of confirmation. Yes, yes. But I feel like, you guys have all this past life stuff and you'll go back to the same planet. I do get a lot of Palladian energy for the two of you. Okay. Kathleen, I don't see a question, so I'm just going to pull 3 cards for you. Make sure I don't miss it. Okay, so I don't see a question, so I'm just going to pull. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna let those go. You probably can't hear it, but there's all these goose copters over the overhead. Oh. Okay, so this jumped out. 7 of Wands. Make sure you're getting the support that you need, that you're asking for help, that you're not trying to be an army of one, because none of us are. Your obstacle, 8 of Wands, blocking opportunities, fearful of movement, fearful of change. Let's see what is the last. Knight of Swords, but then you make the change. And for you, you have to make the change mentally first. I think that's just how you're wired, that's how you work, which is fine. Certainly it's a cerebral card, but this is about breaking that old version of you that didn't ask for help, that was fearful of change, and embracing the new part of you, the Knight of Swords, which is going on new adventures, new journeys. That's where you're heading. So you're heading in a beautiful new direction. So you persevere, you make it through this time, but you do it through your own willpower, your own force. Okay, Christy. I don't see a question, so I'm going to pull some cards. Okay, so tough times are ending. 5 of Pentacles. Feeling like maybe you're out in the cold, out in the dark, not getting those things that you need and want in life. The obstacle is not having enough. 6 of Wands, things not being easy. So clearly there's like some challenges that you're going through right now. But the part that I'm really focused on is the outcome card, which is the Magician. You manifest that new beginning, the new beginning that you wish for your life, what you desire, and you have the skills, you have the tools, you have everything that it takes to pull out of this feeling of lack and difficulty, and you do that. So you are in for a much better time, Christy. But it's because you did it. You did it. Okay. All right, HCNC. I have no idea what $90 in New Zealand money is. I have no idea. You think that they would give it to me in American money, so I know. All right, wondering what's coming up for you and your husband. Okay, so I'll do 5 cards because 90 sounds like a lot New Zealand money. I don't know, but I'll do 5 cards. Let's see what comes up. Where you have that many questions, and you are a member, I would suggest booking a reading where you want, because that way I can spend almost an hour with you and we can look at everything and channel your guides and all that good stuff, because you're asking like the big life questions here. Eight of Cups. So if the two of you wanted to move, go elsewhere, definitely a possibility here. But also, more importantly, letting go and moving away from anyone and anything that doesn't serve you, anything that's toxic, anything that's negative, severing ties, going no contact with the people that, just aren't helpful to you. If there's going to be a new version of the two of you, then maybe other people will be a bit surprised because you guys were always so accommodating and understanding. And now you're like, you know what? We're done. We're over it. You're setting boundaries as a couple. Your obstacle, 10 of Swords. Try not to feel defeated. Like you have gone through tough times, but tough times don't last forever. And it's a 10, so you're ending that cycle as a couple. And the 10 of Swords also talks about what you went through was a blessing in disguise too, even though I'm sure it doesn't feel like it when it's happening, when you're going through it. But then when you look back, it's like, oh, okay, everything led to this moment. And I think you're going to have that feeling. Ace of Pentacles, a financial new beginning. So getting a new contract, a new job offer, your money growing and expanding. Wow, another ace, Ace of Swords. A new beginning where you're very honest, you're living in your truth. Okay, so there is a theme here where you guys are really setting boundaries with other people. Maybe people have been trying to like sabotage your relationship in your life and making things difficult. But also, too, I think Ace of Swords is really good for a new job. If you have a job that has anything to do with reading, writing, math, communicating, perfect for all that stuff. Also, too, I feel guided to say new contracts and new leases, documents being signed. Page of Wands. A lot of forward movement here. So you guys are not, like, a year out from now, you're going to be like in such a different situation. I think April is going to be a big month for the two of you, where you really start to make some big changes in your lives together. And I also feel like the two of you do make a nice couple. Sometimes I shy away from reading people as couples. I don't do that with you two. Vampire, emotional intelligence. Yeah, that's you guys toughening up with some people. You have gotten enough emotional intelligence that you're not dealing with garbage anymore. Which, like I said, may surprise some people. Puppy dog Diesel. What do I see for your 21-year-old son? Finish college, move, health, on a happy path. All right, well, 3 cards. Let's see what comes up for him. I feel like your son is just all in his head. Like, I just want him to get more grounded. Yeah, he needs to be more grounded. And he's smart. And sometimes that's a curse. It's like they say ignorance is bliss. There is something to that, isn't there? Oh, the Lovers. Okay. King of Wands. 9 of Swords. Okay, so the Lovers, I'd be a little concerned maybe that he is focusing too much on a relationship, and not as much on himself right now. Focusing on, dating, romance, having fun, things like that, as opposed to like buckling down and like doing what needs to be done. Okay. But it's a beautiful card. It's a loving card. But when you're asking about like, okay, I want him to finish college and, but I mean, he's happy with us. But when you're asking, is he going to finish and all that? I'm like, okay, I see like he's focusing a bit more on relationships in life. His obstacle, King of Wands. Make sure that he's doing what he likes, that this is the major that he wants, that he's where he wants to be. Because this is a like, because when it's normal, like it's not your obstacle. This would be the card of living with passion and enthusiasm and excitement and all that good stuff. And that's coming up as his obstacle. So there's something about his situation that he is not really liking right now. So he has this like a sense of like dissatisfaction with life and with his situation, which leads to Nine of Swords, feeling a bit of despair. And so clearly something is off here. Um, it's not like it's all bad, but I think his path may end up being quite different than what you're envisioning for him. I would also say he does stress himself out. I would just be concerned about mental health type issues. Once again, nothing horrible, but he is 21, and I think he's probably playing a bit, not buckling down, but he's not really necessarily happy with everything. I don't get the sense that he's happy with college and doing schoolwork and that kind of thing. So I hope that helps. All right, Lisa, your mom, Karen, passed a year ago yesterday. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, like right around Halloween when the veil was thin. Does she have a message regarding your brother not being a responsible fiduciary and distributing your inheritance? Advice on what to do. All right, let me go down. All right, so are you here, Lisa, to validate things? Let's see. All right, so Karen, are you here with us tonight? Yes. Okay, can you push harder, Karen? Yes. Okay, what messages do you have? She is saying that he is acting selfish, and her concern, more than you getting the inheritance, is how it is breaking up your relationship. This is not what she wanted. She did not plan for that. She is concerned about how you two function as family. That's what she's worried about. She's like, money comes and goes, but he's your brother. She is saying that he will come around and do the right thing. She's talking about him being like stubborn, arrogant. She is saying that if you push him, he will go faster. But if not, you may not see anything until the spring. You agree? Um, she's saying, I know this is really hard, but try to stay in a loving mode with him. Because she's saying this is creating bad blood. This is not what she wants for her children. She doesn't want this. She's saying the money's coming. You're going to get the money. It will be fine. And she does highlight April for me or to me. Um, He is not communicative. Yeah, that's tough. Nothing will tear families apart more than inheritances. They're evil. Oh my gosh. There has to be a better system. Karen, can you pick some cards? Okay. So she's kind of looking at money as being like the devil. Because in this one, he's actually holding a money bag. You can see the dollar sign. And she's like, you know what? The money is like getting evil in this whole situation. But then Three of Cups, celebrating, having good times, things coming together. She's saying that things are going to come together. It's going to come together. But without pushing him, like it's going to take at least 3 months for him to do anything. He is just, he's really mean. Yeah, well, I mean, this is always coming up. So, yeah. But you know what? Here you are, star card, wishes and dreams coming true. You're balanced and harmonious. All is well. So try not to worry about it too much. Yeah, MLR, you was the executor and you were bullied. I get it. I wouldn't wish being the executor on anybody. God, is that hard? He's obsessed with money. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he literally came up as the devil holding the money bag. So he is who he is. He's showing his true colors. But what I will say is your mom is like, but it's family, so it's like she has like this bleeding heart when it comes to the relationship between you two. Okay. Mom is still being mom. All right. Let's see. How are we doing? JP, I think you're my last one. Okay. All right. Let's do it, JP. You waited all this time. Thank you, my friend. Who or what was knocking on your bedroom wall? Ooh, or headboard at 4:30 3 days ago? And what message were they trying to convey? It's not a spirit guide. And it's not an ancestor, loved one. Okay, so was it specific to him? Okay, so I'm gonna be blunt. Because first of all, I had to get the message through my body. I don't know if you could see, because my guides were like, "No, you're not going into that energy." They blocked me from just because normally it's like, "Oh, it's a guide. All right, I'll just go right in." No. I don't know if you've ever heard me say this before, but there's like a category of entities that I just call creepy crawlies. Um, they're from another dimension. They bleed in. There is a portal that it's not on your property, so you can't really close it because it's near you, it's somewhere near you, but it's not your portal. You didn't open it. Somebody did. They were playing with magic. Okay, they were. So you have a neighbor somewhere that was playing with magic, and okay, portal was open. It's not something that's going to hurt you. It's something that's going to annoy you because they just want energy. So they got your energy, right? They got your attention, woke you up. Don't feed into it. I would seal up your property, banish it. Whatever feels right to you. I don't know what culture you are. Because I always tell people, don't use sage unless you actually are Native American or your people helped Native Americans. I burn incense that's cinnamon, because that's what my ancestors would have done. And on the four corners of your property, burn the incense. Put a stick on each part of the property, the four corners. Connect the energy as you're walking, between all of them. Calling in, say, Archangel Michael. He's always perfect for this. And just asking for a line to be set up, a barrier to be set up, keeping out anything that's negative. And then just go through your house with windows and doors open so we can get out. I would actually do the house first. Let's do this in the right order. Do the house first. Push anything out of the house that needs to be pushed out. And then do your land. This doesn't feel like something that I like. So. AJ, I skipped you. Okay. It was the first one, and now you don't see it at all? Oh, I didn't see it at all, AJ. But I'll check again. Let me see. Sometimes randomness happens. Yeah. So in this one, the Seven of Cups, she's in a potions shop buying the potions that she needs to do her ritual, which is kind of like what I just said you kind of need to do. You need to get rid of this thing. Queen of Swords. Yeah, use your intellect, use your intelligence to do this, but also too, that makes me think of Archangel Michael, the swords. And then the High Priestess, I mean, here she is, so you're getting stuff that has to do with spirituality, psychic work. Yeah, this isn't like a spirit guide just trying to give you a message. It's one of those creepy crawlies that you just need to get rid of. Okay, so let me see AJ, because when I scrolled up, I didn't see it, but story of my life here. Okay, so so the first one is Brenda, and I know that wasn't the first one. I know that wasn't. So you know what, AJ, ask me your question and then tell me, I mean, I can check it later. I'm not going to pull out my laptop right now. Just tell me how many cards it was and what your question is, and I'll do that. I'm glad you caught that, though. It was 5 cards, and do you have a question? Oh, geez. Yes, you waited, and it wasn't easy with a 6-year-old and 2-year-old. I like that. Okay, AJ, you're thinking of self-publishing a tabletop photo book. I love that. And also producing prints of your artwork. Would this be successful? You know what? I don't know why, because I don't know what this book is of exactly, AJ, but I keep seeing the way to make it truly successful is to go to very specific shops to sell it. Which I know we live in a world where everybody buys everything on Amazon and whatnot, but this would actually do well in shops, but it's a niche, right? So here in Salem, if I wrote a book that's metaphysical, I would go to the shops here, right? You need to go to the right shops, the right stores. King of Wands. Wow. So this is something that you can actually turn into a business, being an entrepreneur. This is your passion. This is your enthusiasm, your drive. He is the ultimate entrepreneur. So this is something that you can turn into something bigger. The obstacle, though, is not taking action, feeling stuck. 8 of Swords. So yeah, it's time to break free, move forward, allow yourself. 9 of Wands, persevere. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. I always say, like, which I know sounds awful when I say this, I get it. But like, one of my superpowers is I don't care what people think of me. And it's because I grew up in the ballet world where from a really young age, I had to deal with rejection all the time. Rejection from people that you're trying to please, right? And so you're going to get some rejection. That's how life works. But you're not going to get all rejection. Think about that. Some of it's going to come through. And oh my God, Queen of Wands. So you get the King and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, you're meant to start this business. This is a business. Okay. This isn't just you printing out a little book and, a couple of pieces of artwork. No, this is a business. This is something bigger. The Lover's card, you find the right people. You make the right connections. I love this. It's bird and small critter photography. Let's get a oracle card. So yeah, so go to the shops that would be interested in that. Like I could tell you in Salem, if it was me, right, and I had stuff with birds and small critters, we have a couple of awesome plant stores. Like they sell really cool plants, right? So these are people that are into nature. They care about birds and critters um and also too, I would go to the Hawthorne Hotel because they have stuff that's like really niche, interesting. They have tourists that want something from that area, from this area. So in this deck, it's skeleton, but it's the strength card. I don't know if you can see that. It says strength underneath. Yeah, you are strong enough. You got a backbone to do this. Yeah, there'll be a little rejection here and there, whatever. So what? Keep going, push through. You've got this, right? You've got the strength to do this. The universe is giving you the nod. So, all right, my friends, this was awesome. I appreciate it. This was a fun Halloween together. Awaken my mind. Oh Lord, someone has to awaken my mind, I guess. Awaken your mind and above members. We're going to be channeling Bridget Bishop, doing that money ritual. It's going to be awesome. I am loving it. So happy Halloween for those of you that's not going to be there for that. And I got some great videos that's going to be coming out later this weekend and Monday too. So, all right, my friends, have a beautiful Halloween. Bye, guys.